Hi friends, it's your art teacher, Miss Barnett, and today we will be creating a relief sculpture of a building. So a relief sculpture is something that is flat and then it comes out from the flatness. It's not a sculpture in the round where you can walk around the sculpture. It's something that would be hung on a wall per se. So we are going to be using clay today, and we are going to be creating lots of textures and making patterns of building materials. Things like brick, concrete, and wood all have texture, and they can be put together to make patterns. So first thing we're going to do is I went into my art trash and I found lots of little objects that we're going to experiment with today. These are just some. You'll see me experiment in a little bit. You'll also need a rolling pin, and I'll give you about 10 ounces of clay. We're going to roll this out to about the width of our thumb, and then we're going to experiment. Once we've experimented, we can roll our clay back up, and then we're going to make our building. So let's go and get started, and you can watch me roll out our piece of slab. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get my clay mat. I'm going to get my clay. I'm going to kind of pound it so it's a little bit level. Then I'm going to take my roller and very carefully, starting from the middle, I'm going to roll it out into a shape. Doesn't matter what shape, we're just practicing here. You don't want to go to off the edge or you will make a really thin piece of clay. Like you can tell right here, this is super thin compared to the rest of it. So this is good to practice. Let's start with something simple like a pencil. We could press down and that gives us a nice circle shape. We could use a spindle or a spool, and that's kind of a cool shape. That might make a really cool decorative window. I have chess pieces, so we could use both sides of this. And really we're just going to look around and find things that we find interesting to make textures. We could try the fork. Let's flip it over and practice some more on the back. I have a marble here. That one kind of sticks. So you're going to find things that work and things that don't work so well. That's interesting. And we want to try it from lots of different sizes. Marker top. A cork. A straw. Oop, maybe not a straw. That went the whole way through, but we could try the straw this way. Let's roll it back out again. Make it flat and smooth. Got popsicle sticks. We could try them this way. That might be cool to make some brick. We could try it this way. And we have our regular clay tools. I even have some impression tools like this. If you wanted to make something fancy. And finally, this guy. So now that we've done our practice, I'm going to roll this clay back up and I'm going to start making my relief of a building. Let's get started. So friends, as I was rolling it out, I've noticed I've got an air bubble here. If that happens, raise your hand and I will come and pierce it for you and help you get the air out, because it's kind of tricky if you've never done it before. This one has a big air bubble. So I'm almost done. I've done the rollout. Now I'm going to cut it to the shape I want of the front of the building. And you can watch me work. Here we go. So I think I'm going to cut this where it's got a roof and some straight sides. There we go. Now I'm going to start adding things like windows and brick and any other kind of texture I want to create for my building facade. You can make your building any shape that you want. It's your choice. You're the artist. Let's get started. All right, friends, here's my completed relief sculpture of a building. You might have noticed if I made a mistake, like let's say I wanted to erase this, I can just take my finger and rub it out and then go back in and fix it the way I want to. You could also use Lego pieces as well. I hope you have just as much fun as I did creating this relief sculpture, and I cannot wait to see what you do. Let's get started.